Hello, hello, hello. A very good morning to you all. My name is Daddy Chris, and this is the African Renaissance Television, reaching you here from London. It is the 9th of May 2025. Somebody made a comment, and I'm happy he didn't make it this month. I forgo 5. He said, next month is the birthday of wicked people. I know she's maybe not her ex-boyfriend, he made and the brother for me. You know women, eh? He said, can you imagine that heavy comment? He said, next month is is the birthday of wicked people. Well, this is the birthday, this is the month of our birthday, and we are going to celebrate it in style. We are preparing for it, and it's looking good. But the issue at hand is something you see behind me. We're going to be talking about Nigerian Week today. What is Nigeria Week all about? What are we trying to do? In case you missed it, Nigeria Week is one of the symbolic events we organize on this platform in London yearly to showcase Nigerian rich cultural heritage and our businesses to the rest of the world. So we're showcasing Nigeria to the world. We have a lot going on in that activity. Some of them I will be sharing with you today. But I'm not going to waste time with you this morning. I have Asaba ready because before they know now, they will take Color TV away. So let's quickly enjoy Color TV. And Color TV is with Ubaka and Asaba. Let's quickly see the two of them. Hello, good morning, Asaba.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
Good morning, London.
How you guys doing? Well, it's looking all good. You guys are looking fresh. You have a Color TV on the green. So we are. Today is green, green, green. That's Nigeria. We're celebrating Nigeria. I think that's a good thing. Let's celebrate our nation. Anyway, as you all know, we need to, the world witnessed a fantastic event yesterday. I think we should start from there. Let me quickly share a very beautiful thing that happened in the world yesterday and see what the world made of it.
He is wearing the Mazzetta in the stole. Pope Leo XIV, the former.
Okay, why is Ubaka? Is Ubaka that is causing this? Ubaka, you dress like Pope. Eh? You go wear Pope costume.
That is impersonation. That's
You
impersonation.
see, everything there is purple. The only person that look like them is Ubaka. Eh? We were talking this morning that if we go to heaven and we see some kind of people, we will be asking question: is this really heaven or not? So if we see Ubaka in heaven, what will we say? If Ubaka is the next pope, what will we be saying? Because he just felt like pope today. So how you guys doing, man? Well, the world we witness, we just have a new pope, Pope Leo the 14th. He's the first American pope from Chicago. It's quite interesting. It's something different. America, they always say that America belongs to God. So let us see. Now that we have a pope from there, how it will manifest. I personally like this guy. He's gentle. That's the characteristics of the pope. He has a smile, and I think it's going to be a little bit of a very, very smart pope. He's going to do things, in his own way. Now, the question I want to say this morning is let's stay a little bit on the foreign affairs. Foreign affairs. Here we have the Pope, we have Donald Trump. Trump has congratulated him, but are these two guys going to get along? With this new Pope, because there are so many things the Pope said yesterday. I don't know whether some of his speech are with you. I thought this speech would be here. He was talking about opening up, not closing up. Donald Trump is talking about closing borders. He's closing borders against the Mexicans and stuff like that. I cannot see them being good friends. And don't forget, Pope is going to be, he's an American, yes, but he's going to be the president of the world.
Well, when Donald Trump spoke about closing borders, he was actually talking about like they are allowed to come in to do their menial jobs, but they should be fully documented. They should legally come into the country and not come in illegally and start taking jobs to do. So I feel it was not a wrong thing that Trump actually
They should do menial
the
jobs.
wrong thing for him. He said they should be legally documented that they are not stopped from coming, but they should do the right thing. That's actually
Yeah, but the question is there are there easy way to enter the country? Look at the situation in the UK, for instance. They say you come in legally. Yes, there's a legal way to come to the UK. Some people don't have that opportunity to come by the legal means, so they're going to come illegally. Some people are even running from prosecution. We call them political refugees. They are true political refugees. It's the system welcoming them. And I always ask a question: what's the difference between a political refugee and an economic refugee? They are going to die anyway. I know sometimes, I don't know, the Geneva Convention gave preference to only political refugees. Maybe it is high time we recognize economic refugees. People are fleeing from hunger. Where's the place for them? I live there with you, Evelyn, and in Asaba. Now, I am hungry. If I don't run to a place where I get good food, I'm going to die. Or if I stay with under Abacha will kill me. In India, way, I'm going to die. I choose to run to the UK. And they said, no, you are an economic refugee. Go back. Go back to where? Go back to the Nigeria where hungry is going to kill me? Or I am in a place where I can fight for you? That's the question of the day. Don't you think the world should recognize economic refugees? That's a question, a big one.
I think that is it has gotten to a point in history when humanity should recognize when the economies of other nations are in such a way that they need to be helped out, and helping out could come in several ways. But coming to the emergence of Pope Leo XIV, and of course the second coming of Donald Trump, I want to think is just some level of accident in history. The media tried to play up a few things yesterday when they said Donald Trump didn't play a role in the emergence of Pope Leo XIV. There was no way he could have played a role because the Catholic institution is one of the strongest institutions in the world, and the emergence of a pope is very orthodox and painstaking. But it just so happened that this is the first time the world, in fact, some media houses, newspaper houses refer to him as American Pope, which I don't consider to be right. Is a Catholic Pope of American descent. It's not an American Pope because it's not a Pope meant to rule over the affairs of America. So that is that. But one can understand what the media was trying to talk about at long last. We now have a Pope who, the Catholic system is so orthodox that he would want to, at each point in time, talk about the uniqueness of humanity. And you cannot talk about the uniqueness of humanity without talking about how we could be our brother's keeper, and how the borders can be relaxed so that people in troubled areas can be allowed to get into some other places that are a bit more stable. That is one of the ways we could be our brother's keeper. We have seen other popes in history do that. They stood up to speak when it mattered most, irrespective of the nation where they came from. Because for now, of course, it is reached the apex in Catholicism, and is presiding over 1.4 billion Catholics all over the world. And this view matters a lot beyond America and beyond. So in some ways, yes, he's a citizen of America, but in some ways, he has become a global citizen. And there is hardly any village you get to in the world, any community where you don't find a Catholic church. So it's a structured, well-organized society of his own. And his voice reverberates across nations, far more than that of Trump. So the question now is what he stands for, from the comment he has already made, and what Catholicism stands for, the universality of humanity. And now coming at a time when we find a nationalist in the person of Trump, and is saying America first. Let's close down the border.
Yes.
Let's build the fences. You know, let's erect the fences and all that. You know, so the border. So now you want to ask, will the Pope queue behind some of such Trumpian ideologies? Certainly not, because they will run counter to what he stands for. He stands for the universality of humanity, and he stands for the oneness of humanity, and how you could lend a helping hand to the other, because the table do turn. The table turns in circumstances. It has, at some point, Nigeria had a civil war in terms of crisis that lasted for over 30 months thereabout. You know, so today Nigeria may not be in that kind of level of crisis. And of course, we do know what the role the Catholic Church played during the time of that crisis, until the time that, of course, hunger became a weapon of war, following Obafemi Awolowo's advice, and starvation, and children started dying, and all that. The talk about the Kwashiorkor. But in all, we find out that there are things we can link with the Catholic organization. Not a perfect organization, certainly not. We hear of priests who are being accused of this and that. But it also has its own internal mechanism of trying to cleanse itself, because it's not being run by angels. It's being run by humans. And humans have their frailties. But of course, we find that the Pope is the symbol of the humanity. In some persons will say, yes, that is the Christ that people are seeing now, because that was the beginning. Every other Christian group became a splinter out of one reform or the other, Martin Luther King and the rest others, you know. But as at today, from Jesus to Peter, whom he told that you are the rock, upon you I will build my church, and to the present, yes, unto the present Pope Leo the 14th, that was unveiled to the world yesterday. You find out that his ideologies cannot be on the same page with Trumpian ideology. Trump is a capitalist to the core, and you can't have a capitalist Pope. You can't have a capitalist Pope.
That's true.
Trump is thinking America. The Pope is thinking the universe. How can we make the world a better place?
Pope is talking humanity. Yes.
Humanity is his focus. The globe is his constituency. Why Trump is out? How can we rebuild America again? It doesn't matter if that means that the Latin Americans and every other country around, if their economies are crumbling, for as long as let us rebuild America again. That is some level of statesmanship, but that is capitalism and selfishness to the core. And you can't have a pope. You can't have a pope.
You won't blame him.
No.
He's
He
the
cannot be
president
blamed.
to his own country, not to the universe.
Yes, he's the president of his own country, and the time has come for every president to start thinking like Trump. What do I mean by that? Here we are. At some point, we had those who told us Africa the centerpiece of our foreign affairs. Oh yes, I know the role we played in the liberation of South Africa. Oh yes, that was a historic role. Nobody is regretting it. But the time has come that you must rebuild your nation. And if every president is rebuilding his nation the way America is, at the end of the day, we will all meet somewhere. The world will be a better place. So we will all meet somewhere and achieve what the Pope, in his own circumstances, will also be trying to achieve. So nobody is blaming Trump. Nobody is blaming Trump. But what we are saying is that the time has come for us. What can we pick from Trump? That's nationalism.
I think I beg to differ there. I'm going to blame Trump. I'm going to blame America. You see, there's a saying that to those much is given, much is expected. America has collected a lot from Africa. They took us as slaves. They've not paid us back. You know, you took human beings as slaves. They helped you to build America. You maltreated them for years, for centuries. And today, America owes Africa the same way the West owes Africa. So sometimes we're not going back. In fact, like I said, there's a conference that happened here in London a few days ago, and they talk about reparation. What they're saying is that, okay, you took our people as slaves. They helped you to build your nation. We can't take that back. But at least give us something, or give the descendants something for what you took from them. They are not ready to budge. They're telling you they are not the one responsible, but you are benefiting from the fruit of your father. It's not your fault. No, at the end of the day, we are okay with that. Where I find it annoying is when the same people now are in difficulties and they come to you. You call them refugees. You treat them, no, they are economic refugees. They are not political refugees. That is why I said on this show today that perhaps it is time to recognize economic refugee. The problem is this, and we have that issue in Nigeria, where we're saying that the rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. And when only you get rich, you're not going to be secured. America is never going to be secured until the rest of the world is secured. How do I mean? The people that go into America, people who are displaced, confused. It's better you carry them along if you want to live in a peaceful world. Now let's look at what is going on between the Israeli and the Palestinians. And that is one of the burdens this Pope got to face straight on. It's coming in at the time when the Middle East is very, very unsettled. Very, very. For the first time, you see a Pope that is going to deal with this mess. Like you rightly said, this man is only going to talk about humanity. He doesn't have a country. His country is the world. And those are the kind of people who want to share their ideology for a better world. You see, this is what I said. Even when I was fighting for the United States of Africa, yesterday I said we should be looking at a better world, because only Africa succeeding at the expense of the others, we will not be free. Now Europe has made it, all right? Now they're closing borders because they know we are. You see, there's a saying in what he said. The poor people can't go to bed because they are hungry, but the rich man can't go to bed too because he knows the poor man are on the street. Now Europeans can't go to bed because they know we are hungry. We're going to jump the fence. That's why every day they end up carrying people that are crossing the Mediterranean Sea. Whether they like it or not, they will continue to come. If there's going to be a solution to the world, we're going to listen to the Pope. It's a very symbolic day in the history of our time. And it is better to look at what the Pope stands for. Not what Donald Trump stands for. Not what Daddy Chris stands for. Not what Europe stands for. But what the Pope stands for. Or what the unity. I don't know whether this. I want to agree with the church on so many things. They have their own flaws. But if you look at them, if what they're saying, I don't care what they're doing. At least see the Bible says confess it. Let us listen to what they say and maybe follow them. They don't have to be perfect. If I come to preach, Daddy Chris is not perfect. I'm saying something here. Sometimes I can't keep all I'm saying here. It is true. When some temptation comes, you fall. You see, when God even teaches us to pray, there's something Jesus Christ said. And I always say to people, Jesus Christ did something very perfectly. When you listen to the Lord's Prayer, there's a portion of it that interests me. He said, lead us not into temptation. Because in life-threatening situation, decent people will lie. If they put gun in your face, they say anything you say, you will do it. In life-threatening situation. So you pray to God not to lead you into that kind of temptation. Because Jesus knew that when we face temptation, we're going to fall. There's some money you put now, Evelyn go change mind. You know, you can talk to Evelyn go say no, but if you give her some kind of money, you go say no. There's what if the Senate president talk? He said there's there's more money can buy what?
Buy. More money can buy.
Bye.
What money can't buy, more money can buy.
That one a character. I agree with you, Senator Akpabio.
Everyone has got a
price. What money can buy, more money
can buy.
That is an example of a temptation. You know, I was watching this movie and I said it's the biggest movie. It's the most tempting movie I've ever seen. This couple were broke, dead. They don't have the penny. They were kicked out of their hotel room that night. And they were playing this thing. They were playing snooker. A rich man came, won $1 million, and offered to sleep with the man's wife for $1 million for one night. Only one night. You want your wife for one night and he gives you $1 million. You are broke. I know that's a debate for another day. Not every man can want to answer that question because we don't want to face that temptation. If you are broke, you are dying, and somebody offers you $1 million to sleep with your wife for one night, what would you do? That is why Jesus Christ said, pray that you don't see that kind of temptation in your life. It's better you don't see it. That family is broken forever. You end up taking the money and there's a problem in that family for the rest of your days. If you don't take the money, you will not forgive yourself. If you take the money, in fact, there's no way out. So you don't want to face that temptation. Because every time you're in poverty, your wife will remind you, you see how poor you are? If you are taking that money, we will not be here now. In fact, the wife told the husband that I will just do it once night. It's not only one night. The husband said, you want to do it? He said, I don't want to do it. I want to do it for you. So many people, you need to watch the movie. It's Demi Moore and Harrison Ford. Great movie. You understand? Pray that you don't see temptation. What I'm saying is this, that the world can only be a better place when we take care of each other. The America, you've made some money. You are well to do to some extent. The least you can do is begin to accept Mexico. You know, you need to accept these people. Okay, let them come in, register them. You cannot accept all, of course, at once. But you see, when the borders are open, they won't stay, they will work and go back.
That is in line with the American dream. That is in line with the American dream.
No,
you know,
not with Donald Trump.
America
not with Donald Trump dream.
Was built by the American dream, the collective effort of most
of different nations,
other parts of the world.
And those are the people that build America. The America is, yeah, I agree. If you go to, you know what America did? Thank you. That's what I'm saying. That is the true American dream, and they benefited a lot. Let me tell you one aspect of it, which I'm very familiar. Those of you may not know. Now, cinema started actually in Europe. The people you see making movies today, they were all Europeans. And if you go to America, look at the people making films in America. Look at their name, Joe Pesci. All these people are either Italian, they're Irish, or British. You know, America was able to attract them home with their studio system. They built American Hollywood, which is now the biggest industry in the world. They are not Americans. So that is the power of immigrants. When you accept immigrants, you gain a lot. They're gonna come, not all the gain you're gonna look at. They're gonna be some mess too. You don't think everybody coming from Africa is gonna do you good. Some gonna give you trouble. But look at it, you weigh it, they are both sides. Everybody that come to the United Kingdom, they keep insulting us. Everybody that come here have never been a nuisance. We have medical doctors, people contributing to this economy. Most of the lecturers in the UK today are Nigerians. Yeah, you call us that we are idiots. You're tightening the border. I had to go through a lot to convince the British embassy that Nigerians coming will go back. Just in this event I'm about to do, it's a war. You know, we have to subject through that. But if the borders were open, they will come and go home. You see, now wait till they hide from Peking, now in one see. If you put Evelyn for us now, Evelyn don't touch that, you know. Now there I go to go. If you tell a child, don't go there, that's where the child want to go. If you let the child go there, it will be tired of the place. So actually closing the borders is not the thing. What we are saying is that we are taking a look at what Donald Trump and the Pope Leo will go through in the years to come. Pope is the president of the world. And that is the important thing. He's the president of the world. Whether you like it or not, he's the most important, the most iconic religious figure, the number one religious figure in this world. And he has a responsibility right now. And I don't want to be him. Because you can imagine him, anything he says, he might even offend the Arab world, but the man is going to look at the Arab as human beings. They may be Muslims. You understand? Muslims and Christianity, we are calling on God. You see, that's why when they grow wiser, you see people like Archbishop Desmond Tutu and the Pope that just died now, our Pope Francis. That's why they reverend them. These two guys, we're not going to tell you God is a Christian. They never tell you that God is a Christian. God is God. God is humanity. You understand? When you look at that, you worship. In fact, Pope can worship in the mosque. But it's a contradiction because it's through Jesus. Through Jesus. That is the only thing we are talking about. Too. The way we used to separate the religion is either you worship through Jesus or through Muhammad or through your ancestors or through whatever. But we are talking of one God. You know what I'm wishing now? I wish Pope is not made from a Catholic church. How will the world religion have a boss in the name of a Pope? You know what I mean? You see, this Pope we watched yesterday. You know what I was saying yesterday? I was saying to myself, how will this man is not Catholic? He's not ordained as the religious icon on earth that covers all religion. So Hindu can relate with him, Muslims can relate with him, Christians can relate with him, all in a pursuit of a better world. Now it's a little bit limited because he's Catholic. The job you give to him is going to be a little bit harder because he's only going to talk about Jesus. What about those that believe in Muhammad? What about those that, you understand, the Hindus? That makes his job, and he's there to try to solve the problem of the world. He doesn't have that power to do so. And now you have people like Donald Trump going to say one or two things. Of course, they're going to contradict each other because Pope is going to look at, listen, this is not, you don't need this, you don't need this. You know, imagine a world where if the world turned out to be a better place, we will all have joy. That is why Jesus Christ came. Jesus Christ did not come and see this world is going on now. This is not what he died for. He died so that me and you will have life and have it abundantly. That is what Pope is going to try and preach. But because it's within, now we've kept Jesus in a church, perhaps we should take Jesus out of a church and take Jesus into the world. Perhaps that is the thing they're going to try and do. And then some people that believe in Jesus. Some will not believe in Muhammad. It's a difficult world. Let's not go there. Anyway, today I'm going to stick to Nigerian week because it's a difficult one. I can't even answer some of the questions. But you know, in my mind, I'm wishing there is a world government. Let me put it this way. And we have it already, United Nations. The way we have United Nations, maybe all the religious bodies should have a united religion body to work with the United Nations, because United Nations don't have the power right now. And that is one of the biggest reforms. I just did international law. And when you think about the trouble the United Nations have to go through, you have heard what the Secretary General, how much Israel is bombarding him. Even American president will pass a sanction on the UN. They refuse to fund the UN. Why? Because UN is not playing their game. So I can imagine what the Pope is going to see. What I'm saying is this. It's not as if America is not wrong, Israel is not wrong, Palestinians are not wrong. But the world don't need this. What we really need is people coming together for a common purpose. And that purpose should be humanity. The only way we're going to achieve that is to have one government. And the government you have doesn't have power. If you make a law today, some people will say it is up to the individual state to accept. That's why you have the war going on between Russia and Ukraine. If all of them were under the same government, there won't be war. Who's going to allow war in his own backyard? You quench it. Then the United Nations would have been the only force that is allowed to move. You disarm the whole world and give the power to only, you don't need ammunition. Because the reason we are actually creating arms, America is creating arms so that they can tell Russia, I'm bigger than you. Russia is creating arms. Look at North Korea. Everybody is in his own different world. Spending money that we don't have on ammunitions. I feel sorry for this, I swear. I don't want to be you, sir. Because you can imagine the job that a pope will have to deal with. If you ask yourself, my people, I'm just imagining if I'm pope, do you know why people are spending money creating wars? I mean, in fact, building ammunitions. You know how much? People don't have food, though. We could not cure some of the illness of mankind, but we have money to build ammunitions. Look at NATO building ammunitions to do what? If we had come together like they did in Europe, Europeans, they did it well. I said, as I'm looking and I'm just looking at what the world has become, we need to go and study from what the origin of the European Union. In those days, I was saying this yesterday. Welcome, guys, Asaba. You know, like I was saying yesterday, there's a reason why Europeans came together. Why? They were killing themselves in Europeans. Africans were good, though. Europeans, you know, the whole world war we're talking about, they were Europeans fighting themselves over coal, either steel or this. So this guy came up one time and said, listen, for us to stop killing one another, let us unite. Let us co-own the steel and the coal so that it belongs to every one of us. That way, we will not kill each other again. And that is what slowly that led to the European Union of today. I know the future will be the European state, the United States of Europe. That's what it's going to become. You understand? If we have United States of America, United States of Europe, United States of Africa, we are getting closer. But what we really need is a united nation with only one army. Mbaka, have you ever asked yourself, I don't know whether we're to be spending time on this international talk, but let's do it a little bit. Why do we need ammunition? Who will kill? Who will prepare ammunition to kill? Why? If we have one nation, there will be no need to spend money on ammunition. Imagine the amount of energy we're wasting building them, because sending people to army to go and do all that rubbish. All that energy will be just towards curing us, our medicine that we need to cure ourselves, and also providing food for ourselves. Maybe the most difficult thing, like I said to God never created us to die. The only thing the only reason we are still dying is because we're not spending the resources we have on curing ourselves. We're using it to kill ourselves. If there's no more war, if there's no more army, no more this, no more, all the money they are spending on ammunition from North Korea to Russia to America to Europe to NATO, if they use that money to cure medicine, don't you think we will live longer? There's no disease we will not discover, and we will cure them. Maybe you see people coming up with something that will do that, they will live 200 years, 300 years. But instead of doing that, we are busy spending money to kill ourselves. This is job you gave this Pope to come and deal with. I don't want to be Pope. I don't want to be the man. You know, and when you study international politics, international law, you can see the frustration in this area. And when you look at the history of Europe, down to where we are, you ask yourself, where is the world going? And when you now look at it in the context of Pope today, not even having the mandate, Pope is like, how will I put it? Pope is like the UN. I want you to see his office like the office of the United Nations. They don't have army. So even if they make law, they cannot enforce it. The biggest challenge the United Nations have is enforcement. America will tell you they don't believe in it. They don't sign into some of the things they agree on. Only African leaders have been taken to The Hague. European leaders have never been tried. American leaders have never been tried. The only time now they ever try somebody is when they now indict this Israeli prime minister. He's never going to face charges. Do you understand? It's only African leaders because we are poor. You know, they can just take Tinubu and put him there. But you can't take American president and put him there. So they don't have the power. They don't have the power to enforce most of the things they are talking about. Pope does not have the power to enforce what he needs to enforce. How do you give a man a country to rule without a weapon? So when we are celebrating Pope, I just feel sorry. The emptiness of that office. Have you not seen where America is telling the Secretary General of the United Nations to shut up? In fact, the Israeli Prime Minister will tell you, I don't believe. You understand? He warned the man. He warned the Secretary General of the United Nations. They warned him. Now, Donald Trump came to office and he passed a sanction, traveling sanction that they cannot travel into America. The family cannot enter America. That is the thing you go against. If Pope do something otherwise, there may be sanction on the Catholic Church. Don't worship here. Don't worship there. Don't worship here.
You know they are not going to work in alignment, because I want to ask one question. Will you see like a wounded lion and say this lion is in pain and want to go and help? Like the way you're saying it, the border is closed. Why is it closed and all that? Not everybody that wants to come into America wants to go in there because they want to work, or because they are going through hard times and all that. So Donald Trump saying everybody needs to go through the right documentation to get into the country. I don't see anything wrong in that, because if the Pope is viewing from his own aspect, he's working as a Christian. Yeah, if he feels everybody is created from God, by God, and things are going to, like, we can make everyone united. I don't think it's possible, because you don't know the heart of a man. And America cannot become a country where the system will be breached in a way they start getting crimes and you cannot trace the crime, because there are a lot of immigrants that are not registered, that the border is just open for anybody at all to just come in.
Beyond that, Evelyn, I also I'm not very convinced that the Pope, especially in the contemporary times, does need an army to enforce his position. What the Pope has is beyond charisma. What the Pope has is a moral strength. The Pope, to be relevant today, should be a bridge builder. Yes, the word of the Pope is law to the Catholics. But beyond the Catholics, we have seen popes in history that reached out, and Hindus saw them as moral barometer of the world, and didn't see them as leaders of a Christian faith, as it were. So the the office of the Pope is symbolic. It will be whittled down for him to have an army with which he will say, oh, we have said this, let it be enforced. No, but what he has is far more stronger than any army of the world. He has the moral backing.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
Are you kidding me? No, unless you are saying that Nigeria should be going with moral backing. Wait, we go to church every Sunday. Yeah, we come back and do evil. Listen, what the Pope is going to say is not different from what the pastors is saying every day. You see, you don't run a society with only only morals. It doesn't work. Now, ideally, this is how the world should be. But you're saying ideally, they need to be enforced. You see, let me tell you why people obey law in Europe. Not because we want to. Because if we don't, we go to prison. If I don't in Nigeria, I'm going to pay them 50,000 naira and I go home. There are things I will not try. If my license is not there, I will not drive in Europe. I drive in Nigeria, I'm going to give them some money. That's when you allow morals to work. I can just abuse the girl. Look, listen. If what the Senate president did, if it's a year, he's probably in prison now. Only President Clinton just going out with a woman kissing the world, he was out of office. That is how it's not moral. Moral, Clinton come out and dress suit nice. He goes behind and it was not a moral thing. He's gonna face the law. So they both have a place to play in society. In fact, to expect a society to grow, because maybe for those of us who have legal background, I'm arguing as a lawyer now. You understand? You guys are talking as Christians, and I'm talking as a lawyer. Society will not work if the law is not in place. You understand? Law is, in fact, it was God. It's not me that brought law. It was when Moses went to God.
I feel that is why Christianity differs. You can't impose a law on Christianity on people.
You see?
You
and then so people can do what they want. People can do what they want.
The rating,
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Why did God give 10 commandments to Moses? You guys see, come from me.
For order. No. As for order, it was beyond man's relationship with God, but it was also for orderliness, so that thou shalt not steal, so that I don't dispossess Evelyn of what belongs to her.
And it was within it was what I'm saying is, when Moses came with that, it has to be enforced. It has to be enforced. If you just say it, people will not do it. We know it is wrong to take Evelyn what belongs to Evelyn. I will take it anyway if I can get away with it. Tinubu know it's wrong to take our money somewhere. They're doing it anyway. Look, our politicians know it is wrong to take our money to send their children to abroad. They're doing it anyway. If they face the law, they will stop. You think human beings want to obey the law? You make sure they obey the law. Nobody wants to obey the law. The law is inconveniencing. That shall not do this, that shall not do that. I don't like it, but I must obey it. You understand? That's why when the children of Israel were going out of Egypt, they needed a law. They didn't live by morals. So telling me that Pope doesn't need the enforcement, that's a joke. Because the children of Israel went to God and God gave them the 10 commandments. And whatever you see from your constitution is written from that 10 commandments. Any constitution in the world is derived from the 10 commandments of God. Look at every constitution in the world today. It's written from that 10 commandments. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not take a brother's wife. Thou shalt not commit. You see, the one they say we should not do. Thou shalt not commit adultery. We they commit adultery every day. If Lord there, thou shalt not commit adultery, you see people when they go prison. I swear. That should not be a moral thing. It should be something you must not do. And in the Arab world, you cannot. If you correct, they go stone you. Even in the Bible, you know when when they were those Israelis, they were going to stone that woman to death. Is it very madly? They will stone her. Or did Jesus say, okay, if I never see, what can I do this thing? You understand? Jesus Christ used it to stop the killing. So my guys, I know what we're saying here. I'm just looking at the bonding of where the world is with the Pope Leo, and where America is. The world, you're giving Pope an assignment. It's like you're giving a man to go to war without a knife. No cutlass, no gun. And those people are seriously armed. They're going to kill him. How will I put this? Even the world, you see, this is the funniest thing. We have the world called United Nations, where the whole power is supposed to be there. The whole world go there to vote. They talk. Only 5 countries, they get veto. Anything they say must go. Only 5 of them. And now they're telling me we are living in the same world. We're not in the same world. This is what Fela was saying. One man vote is equal to a million. America said no, the team will not go. If there's somebody that punishes, America said no, forget it. So everybody they carry. In fact, now Russia will say no because now Russia get veto power. What are you going to do to him? If Russia now Nigeria, therefore don't go take President Putin. No. Therefore don't carry him like fly. They don't say Putin get power. He go throw bomb. The world go scatter. Putin the one they say if you not try it, he go release the atomic bomb. Everybody is warning. That one went there North Korea. That one it's in a world of its own. So the world is not organized. Don't get it wrong. America, they their comfort of their home. Everybody they Russia, they do their own. They kill Ukraine. They continue to kill them. Nothing will happen. And in North Korea, that one they their own world. That one they reign. If they reign supreme for your own corner, they destroy. If we want to live in a good world, we must surrender our weapon to one nation. Who go fit discuss? Who is going to? In our Pope for fit talk about? You're not going to let Pope talk. Only Pope can tell you, drop your weapon, give it to these people. Only one. We don't need this weapon. We really don't need it. Wait, all of us talking morals here. How can you wake up in the morning? You are going to make weapon to kill another person, and you call yourself you are the most important person in the world. All we do as a human being is kill one another. Everywhere you go now, any country you talk, they talk so. We have this because we have weapons. We have weapons. America have weapons. Russia have weapons. China have weapons. North Korea have weapons. And demonic weapons. The thing they will release now, the whole world go seize. What do you need it? This is where Pope stands for. Today we are talking of a Pope, but this is where the world is going really happily with the Pope, but the Pope can't do it for us, my people. He cannot. He cannot. And so it's okay to say, I want to, we should allow everybody, this beauty of Christianity, you cannot be forced. And not force me now, whether I not go rape. If they allow people to rape, any girl when they pass on road, I go drag her inside. It's against the law. You do it, you go to prison. No, that is the beauty of it. You understand? No, we really need to be clear. If you take what belongs to me and I take you there, they find out you go to prison. That's the law. God knew that. Because don't you ask yourself why Moses went to God? Because there was disorderliness. They were doing bad things to one another. Moses was forced to go to God. How do I rule these people? They are disorderly. Then God gave him the 10 Commandments. So today we can only write 10 Commandments. We cannot enforce it. That's another thing. Anyway, let's go to another topic because today we welcome Pope Leo to face the difficulty this world has to offer. Today I just want to analyze the task ahead of the man. It's a huge task. I don't want to be him. The last job I will take in this world is to be the Secretary General of United Nations. That one, if you be Secretary General, Israeli Prime Minister will warn you, American president will put sanction on you. In fact, Russia will invest say they support America. The office is in New York. Nobody is happy with you. And they all have power more than you. You see, this is the problem. You are the secretary. They say all of them are under you. But they all have power. America will do only what you want. Russia will do only what you want. Now the world there's war everywhere. You can't do anything. Who want that office? Me? Not me. Not that the priest. I don't want that job. No, that's the job you gave to Pope. Pope, welcome, sir. Now I don't want to be you, but that's your job. Right now they clap, they do this, they do that. They might have a job. Oh. It's not to pray. Oh. The work of the Pope is beyond prayer. It's beyond blessing. Now that blessing, Jesus they bless, now carry myself, kill him. Let us remove the job of the Pope from just prayer and blessing. Maybe self-defense should be there now. Pope should be able to defend the morals he's talking about. Can he? Does he have the weapon? Does he have the resources? No. Anyway, I think we should do other things today. Let us take a look at our papers when we come back, because that's one thing we can do. I wanted to spend some time. No, when I talk about the world politics like this, then I don't want to be a Nigerian. I don't want to be talking as a Nigerian. I want to talk as a world citizen, and that is something, Baka, that should strike every single human being from time to time. Who are you really? Are you an American? Are you a European? Are you an African? Are you a human being? That's a question we don't ask. We only fight for one side. But the other people are children of God. The last time we want to play football, I see the Nigerian Super Eagles, they were praying. They went to pray to God. So God will support you to win another person. So those people not be children of God too. Wait now, I'm going to talk. Which kind partial God be that one? The word now God get up. Now everybody na home. You they go meet up. Wait now. I be papa. Every see, I get 3 children. 2 of them won't fight. Once and all of them come with me, make I give my gun, me to take the other one. Papa, they do that kind of thing. No, now everybody talk to me. You don't see any father that will do that. That God can't do that kind of thing. Now they joke, not because they joke.
No, now you are
so God
giving
will never
all
support
of them.
Yes, exactly. So God will never support you if you want to play your football.
Whoever gets it, everybody's faith differs. It depends on how your faith takes you, how far your faith takes you. So everybody faith.
Your strength.
If I'm praying, another person is praying. It doesn't mean you are praying with the same faith. So whoever gets it, it depends on your faith. So you want to say God is partial. Why did God give this person and not give this other person? So
because if God make Nigeria win Cameroon, I wonder which kind God he be. So Cameroon not be children. Make we take time the kind of where they ask from God. Those of them when they go church, they go pray. I just they tell you now. Your team won't play against the other one. The other children, they be children of God too. Make we do this so if you come back. Because when we they talk, we don't sometimes when they disturb God and they talk every day. I say human beings disturb God to some extent. I never see. Now Nigeria all worse. We go disturb the Baba. Baba don't even get time to think of other things. That's also they get prayer now with the ask. You won't go play Super Eagles won't go play. You say that you won't win. You go meet God. God make you let's go and pray. When we come back, go back and go take us through the papers today. We'll get a lot to look at when the papers come. Don't go away, stay with us.
Nigeria Week London 2025. It's time to celebrate the pulse of Africa's most exciting nation. Nigeria Week London 2025 is coming to Hippodrome Theatre from July 24th to 26, 2025, showcasing the best in Nigerian arts, music, fashion, and investment opportunities. Whether you're looking to discover the future of real estate, explore Nigeria's culinary masterpieces, or get immersed in an electric Afrobeat performance, this is the event of the year. You can also join us for a film festival, cultural dance spectacles, and recognition awards. Don't miss out on the business opportunities and cultural experiences waiting for you. Book your tickets now before they're gone on eventbrite.co.uk. Call or text +447 438 893 190 or 080 330 46768 or +447 459 071 747. Visit our website superiorradioandtelevision.com. Nigeria Week London 2025. Nigeria Week London 2025, celebrating the best of Nigeria, is partnered with Civil Society, scaling up nutrition in Nigeria.
Welcome back, people. This is the Good Morning Show from us here. Rise and shine, Nigeria. As I'm here, I'm getting so many stupid things, so they are disturbing my life on my phone. There's something wrong is going on. Please, I will leave the platform to Asaba to take us on the newspaper review. When we come back, I will talk about Nigeria briefly. But why Asaba will run us through the newspaper this morning. Thank you very much. Asaba, over to you.
Okay, so
all right, the network is it's always
newspapers today, both nationally and internationally, and they are
okay. As you know,
Pope Leo the 14th all have his photograph. Let's look at Punch. Punch has refitting and repainting newly acquired presidential jet flown to South Africa. Newly acquired presidential jet flown to South Africa. Tinubu using leased aircraft for foreign local travels. That's talking about how we are not able to manage resources and how we are buying yanch, presidential yanch, and presidential jets, and now flying them to South Africa for repainting. And in a time we are talking of Nigeria first, indigenization. Well, I think there was something that the former vice president, Atiku Abubakar, that was telling the president that, look, show us example by dropping the vehicle you are using now and picking up an equivalent from Innocent. If you are talking about indigenization and thinking Nigeria first, then show us example, drop your vehicle and pick one from Innocent, our own Innocent.
He's rather acquiring more.
Is acquiring more of the imported ones.
To acquire this jet would have been able to raise up a scheme or maybe the aspect of agriculture or something, bring up something for Nigerians to empower Nigerians, and they're using it for a jet to fly out.
If Innocent is encouraged, patronized, he will be able to employ more Nigerians. And he will be able to contribute more to the Nigerian economy. But no, for status symbol, many people will not want to be seen. Some offices will not want to be seen driving vehicle that was made by Innocent. So that is that. And we also have this story here. UK police recover Nigerian teenagers' corpse inside lake. That's a rather bad one, sad one. Then Tinubu, Trump, world leaders congratulate American Pope. We tried correcting this by saying that he's a Catholic Pope of American descent, not American Pope. So incidentally, that's one of the things we talked about this morning. And this is a bit not sitting. Defense headquarters links foreign headsmen to Benue Plateau killings. Defense headquarters link foreign headsmen to Benue Plateau killing. Where is our sovereignty? What role is does our army have to do if foreign headsmen will cross all the border and come and worsen our state of insecurity and sometimes sack communities in Benue and Plateau? Then something is fundamentally wrong somewhere, and we need to see how that can be sorted out. We also have that Labour Party crisis. Akpabio taunts Obi as OT demands Abure's arrest. Akpabio taunting Obi is in virtually all the papers. Akpabio is the Senate president, and the papers have it this morning that he's telling Obi, go and sort out the crisis in your small party before you aspire to run for presidency. You know, 2027 is in their mind. Yes. And Obi gave them an unexpected run for their money, tough time in the last election, 2023. Now, build up to 2027. They are still afraid that they are compromising many from PDP and they are coming, but Obi tend to still remain somewhere, either rebuilding Labour Party or working with the coalition. And Akpabio, typical of him, this morning is telling Obi, go and build your small party. And very interestingly, some level of paradox. The problem Labour Party is having is traceable to what the ruling party is doing. And they say, they are not saying that they created the problem. You have an internal problem with your party. Go and sort it out before you will come and present yourself that you have the credential and the capacity to solve Nigerians' problem. That is typically Akpabio. And Wigwe, U.S. helicopter firm, may face criminal charges.
You see, the American firm, they face criminal charge for another country. Is it not what I was saying just now? They have impunity. If American soldiers commit war crime, they don't go anywhere. They have impunity. You know, read international stage. That's a joke. You can't sue them. America protects their own thing to the core, but to the detriment of the world peace. Sometimes, if your child do something wrong, correct the child. Correct the child. That thing you read now, let's follow that case, whether that helicopter, whether not they even probably kill and whether anything will happen. They tell you, bring him home. We'll deal with him at home. You know, I'm a very big fan of America. I love America. But this is not the America of our dreams. America is the leader of the world. They owe us certain things, and they're not doing so. And that's why you see some intelligent Americans will revolt within America. This is not the voice of all Americans. And that's the good thing about it. You have the core ones. You know what they did during when black people were fighting for freedom? We suffered. See, let's not go back. Even in those days, if you sit down in the bus, if a white man comes in, you will get up for the white man to sit. You understand? That was how bad it was. They were maltreating us. And even to now, they will say, oh, we've got a black president. Yes. Now, Trump is coming with that same policy again. Some of them are racial. I don't even believe in racism. You know, I interpreted the word racism here the other day. I don't believe in racism. You don't have to like me. Give what belongs to me to me. You don't have to like the color of my skin. If I really not like me, if I try like me now, marry me, go say no. Say you too old. I go understand. It's nothing have anything to do with the color of my skin. Not be the same color we get. Anyway, her color fine past my own. But she get like no, but what about Igbo? So they cannot like me. So when I talk to Igbo guy, no agree, not me. But my money, give her to me. When I have my money, I go and marry my own. Or marry who in fact, money go change everything. You see the truth, when you get money, any woman you want, if not the yellow, the color, the this, I go get. Give me my money. You see, when I keep preaching it, people talk about it, I'm joking. There's no racism in this world. What is happening is some people have been deprived of their birthright. And that is the problem we have. And that is the abuse I'm talking about. So racism does not exist in my book. Everybody can discriminate. There are some guys you don't like. There are some girls I don't like. So what? You don't have to like me. Anyway, go on with the papers, man. Sometimes when I hear some of these injustices, it's turn me down.
Vanguard this morning also has an array of headlines. Some of them very deep, some of them very, very potent. 2027, disquiet as Abga Soludo adopt Tinubu. President Tinubu was in Anambra yesterday.
In fact, it was a show. I love it too.
Yeah,
but let's give this governor credit. When you see the infrastructure, Tinubu went to the commission. In fact, it was like, I think it's bigger than the White House. It's so beautiful. You understand? And Tinubu is going to tell him, you better change.
He was the governor of Central Bank. He was the governor of Central Bank, a professor. His profile is impressive. And
he's an intelligent bagger. Yeah, he's an intelligent bagger.
Yeah. He also will want a second tenure in Anambra State. And he will also want to see how he could align with the mainstream to see whether he could, over time, be able to do what some other persons have not done, talking about an Igbo becoming the president of Nigeria. And that is why he's not particularly on the same page, politically speaking, with Peter Obi, because he believes that if Peter has it now, then he may never have it in his lifetime. So that is that level of calculation. So he did give, he gave them an instruction that nobody should wear anything that has to do with Abga, So the show was put up in such a way that Tinubu was really at home in Anambra. And one also would have hoped that they were able to sit down and talk about, because not every time you have the president in Nigeria, not every time you have the president in Southeast. So now that is in Anambra, the leaders of thought in Southeast should be able to sit down with the president and to see how they can give a political settling, soft landing to Nnamdi Kanu. Because talk of a man being in incarceration for so long, maybe not exactly the best. And the law, as in the court, the judiciary, may not be able. It will take too long a time, but political settlement should be able. What do they call it? Alternative Dispute Resolution, ADR, should be able to be brought on the table. Exactly. So we have disquiet as Abga Soludo adopt Tinubu. Then Tinubu Trump Obi hail Prevost on emergence as Pope. And of course, Senate stands still for late E.K. Clark. Senate stands still for late E.K. Clark. E.K. Clark was not just the leader of the South-South, but he was a spokesman for the minorities and a true nationalist. And the burial process has started. So yesterday, the Senate stood still for the late E.K. Clark. We also have the photograph of the new Pope, and of course that of Tinubu and Soludo with Ribadu and the governor of Ondo State, all of them right there commissioning projects. Should we leave Vanguard now and follow it up with Daily Trust? How poor power supply is affecting healthcare. Poor power supply is affecting every sector.
Yeah.
But this morning, Daily Trust led with how it is affecting and narrowed it down to healthcare. And yes, Daily Trust may be pro-North, but it also instructively has the photograph of the Pope across the front page, where it also says high expectation as Prevost emerges as Pope. Yes, the expectation. And just like we discussed this morning, a divided world, a world of war, armament. And here is a pope that has just emerged. How can he build bridges across these divides in order that the world can be safer in his own time? That is the what Daily Trust is having this morning. Guardian, Anambra, Abga, Obi's kinsmen endorsed Tinubu for second term.
Now don't start.
You understand this?
Now don't start.
Anambra, Abga, and it didn't end there. They needed to rub it in. Obi's kinsmen endorsed Tinubu for a second term. Obi's kinsmen, including Evelyn.
You need to participate. That will bring him for another term.
Endorsement. And
politics.
Yes,
No
Guardian.
administration. Kai. What a country.
Yes. And here out the Senate President. As we have it front page of Guardian. I will not step down for false allegations, says embattled Akpabio. I will not step down for false allegations, says.
Then I said that we force you to step down. We will force him to step down. No, nobody wants to step down. You see, this is why we talk about the law and order. We're talking of morality. Where is the moral now, Evelyn? Let's wait for the moral Senate President to step down. Does he understand that? Is that in his DNA to have moral? Does he have it?
He has allegations on him in a Senate climb. Nobody actually needs to tell him. He doesn't need to be lectured on why he
exactly on what to step on when to step.
In order to clear his name, he should step down. Whether it is for a day or two or in a sitting, let the Deputy Senate President preside. And in that plenary or a committee of the whole, let the accusation be brought forward. And if at the end of the day that same National Assembly clears him, he returns. But he cannot be a judge in his own case. He cannot be now he cannot preside over a case that is leveled, accusation being leveled against him. That is the moral question that he needs to answer. And whether he steps down or not, posterity will judge him rather harshly for not doing the needful. Nigerians don't have the culture of stepping down anyway in office. They wait until they are consumed there because of our low rectitude of morality, kind of.
Ubaka, now you come back to me again.
Yes.
Because no society actually functions very well if you base everything on morals. It's not so in the UK. Some of them, have you not heard of the expensive scandal in our parliament years back, where members of parliament here were, even some of them that went to pray for porn, they put the expenses And because if you are in a member of parliament, any expenses will be paid for. They were putting all the rubbish. There were a lot of scams there. So until they were caught and dealt with. You see, the truth is the society must have a system in place to enforce laws. There is no morals when it comes to law. That's why the churches are not the judges. We have a judge. It's not the church that judge your case. You can go to church for forgiveness. That's you and God. But the society will judge you and put you in prison and put you where you belong. That is what we're talking about. In Nigeria, our churches are not the one running our courts. So let us get that clear. Church and court are two different places. Let us not wait for this man. What's his name? A man that even doesn't. How can a shameless man like these three wise men that is now running the affairs of the country? They're shameless men. The three responsible men. Sorry, I didn't want to use the word shameless. They are three responsible men. Tinubu, number one, responsible government. Akpabio, number two, responsible government. The other Baba, Wike. These three responsible men. How can you are expecting them to work on morals? They are wow. I will go on, sir. Let me be quiet. Because I just open my mouth too wide.
Let's take a look at the Tribune. Let's take a look at the Tribune this morning. The lead story on the front page of the Tribune says foreign headers behind attacks on communities. And this is coming from no less a quarter than defense headquarters. That it's foreign headers that are behind attack on our communities. Maybe in law they talk about alibi. Does this present an alibi to them? Is this an attainable excuse for them not to be able to secure the community because the people are foreign headers? And
do we have immigration? Do we have immigration service? Do we have immigration service? What are they doing? How many headsmen are they? Look at how many headers are coming into the country? How many that can defeat Nigerian army? How many headers are coming? If they're not using the army to secure the politicians, how many headers are coming into the land that we cannot defeat? Like I said, a country where wise men, and
come to think of it, the communities.
Anyway, in fact, this is more good news that we have headers. Maybe the country is now ruled over by headers because the army cannot.
They are given the wrong excuse in the wrong circumstance. They're still on Tribune. Soludo says APGA has adopted Tinubu for 2027 as president.
In fact, they should find
economic reform
now from APGA. He should be dethroned from APGA. In fact, they should take him away from APGA. This is how this man started. APGA people should make sure Soludo is no more in the party. He has no power to declare. Is he the chairman of the party? Who gave him the authority to do so? You see where this is come from? It's only the party chairman that can make the kind of declaration. Because you are a governor, you carry our ticket, and now you are saying that
because the party is supreme. The party is supreme, and he ran for governorship under that. So on what platform was he speaking? With what authority? That APGA has adopted Tinubu for 2027 as president defense economic reforms. Then we also have
people will not carry money enter that place. If you did Anambra yesterday, today you are like
in bullion van.
Emily, you don't cross border. Emily, you don't cross border. Money there.
Tinubu seeks confirmation of nominees for regional commissions. Tinubu seeks confirmation of nominees for regional commission. We had reason to refer to this in a program in SRTV. about, instead of thinking one Nigeria, we are now talking about South-South Development Commission, Regional Development Commission, Northeast Development Commission, Middle Belt Development Commission.
Now, Buhari started this one.
And at the end of the day, it does not, all of them put together, does not translate into any development.
No, you know the truth. Let's put this in context. For those let's put this in context. The Niger Delta Development Commission was set up to appeal to those who are producing oil, which is the major source of revenue for the Nigerian state. That was the essence of that development commission. When Buhari came,
because of the environmental degradation,
exactly,
the pollution, and the loss of the flora and fauna.
As far as it concerns oil.
Now, Buhari want to please their own people. Now they said, let us make it every of the zone having a development commission. What are you contributing to the Nigerian state? The question is, sometimes these are the guys that made us get angry. These are the things that provoke us. You want to play politics with everything. How much is your region contributing to Nigerian state? You see, we keep quiet. We're watching Nigeria. If Nigeria break, we don't go suffer. Those of us in South, we won't suffer. Because we have oil, we have good land. There's nothing you have we don't have. But we are still the one begging in Nigeria to stay. Imagine you are taking money from us. Now you've been insulting us because of the look at, people cannot go to farm. They cannot go to farm. There's nowhere to fish because of oil. That's why the commission was set up, which some people are even abusing. People like the Makpabio. That's why he can give 500 million for one wife. 500 million. That guy, you get money. In fact, Natasha, you try to resist 500 million. Wow. Not one wife. Anyway, let's talk another day. We will talk that matter. But what we're saying is this: they are talking about the development commission. But now Tinubu is going to follow the suit. What are they contributing to the country? We will ask the question, sir. A time will come, my children will ask. If a time will come, they will revolt. When you begin to do things like this without thinking, let everybody go and contribute. In fact, they don't need development commission. What they need is allocation of production. Tell Sokoto State to produce something. Tell Borno State to produce something. Tell Kwara State to produce something. Tell Delta to produce something. And they must do so. You can't sit in your you can't sit on your ass and expect money from the federal government every year, and the money is coming from only one region. It's unacceptable. And you keep slapping us daily with some insult. Because now we're not in president now. They put one man, one Titanic group, Tompolo. They give him 4 billion every month to secure the oil for them. Tompolo is living on our destiny in the Niger Delta. He's the one protecting the oil for the government. Who are they protecting against? Is it the Fulani men coming to Delta to drain oil? Or is it not the locals? So we are the problem of the Nigerian state now. You give one of them money to protect it for you, like the British did. And these are things. Tomorrow, my children will ask you, what were you protecting the oil for? These are things that Nigerians, a time will come, people will ask this difficult question. My children will ask. Maybe they will not too, because we've not been able to ask the important question. Kwame Nkrumah said he's fighting for the liberation of the African continent, of these African states, that helped Nigeria to get independent. That was what he did at a point in time. But the children will fight for the United States of Africa. We are not there yet. Even AU will try, they kill him. Only AU, if you ask for African Union, they will kill you. If you are too strong with African Union, you will die. I'm saying it. So, not to call Nigeria. If I ever say this in Nigeria, I must die. You've killed a lot of people in the past. Ken Saro-Wiwa was killed by Abacha for only asking questions about oil that you're taking from the land. Now you still keep slapping our face every day. Every day. What is the essence of the Development Commission? It's not as if it's even a solution to the problem. You see, the problem is, when I'm talking now, those of them who are going to get this commission are happy that they're going to give a commission. You're going to remain poor. Because this money is not going to help you. If you want money to help you, start producing something of your own land. What you produce not feed you. Now, wait till a chef give you, now go feed you. You're choosing poverty in your life. If what I farm cannot feed me, now wait till the share can't give me, that will feed me. How long will they share for me that will feed me? If I want to be clever, I'll start farming my own farm. The people in Nigeria should ever go and do their own land and cultivate their own land. We are blessed in different ways. Oil is nothing. Agriculture will make more money for the Nigerian state than oil. You are not doing that. You're waiting for allocation from the federal government to share. Nigeria Development Commission, the Northwest Development Commission. You shameful. And that's the politics we play. Right, for Nigeria. I will still say my own. No. Thank God I'm not there. I work for Nigeria. I believe in Nigeria. That's why I do Nigerian Week. And I'll continue to defend the brand, Nigeria. But I will not support cheap people like this. I leave it with you, sir.
They spoke about economic reform. So I'm wondering how that will be done.
No, Tinubu is going to hurt them with that one. He's hurting them with that one already. That tax reform, is a very strong one. And Tinubu is always playing something that will favor him. Because Lagos State collects more tax than any other state in the country. So, if allocation is going to be based on what you collect in terms of taxes, Lagos will be making more money. You see, the allocation going to Lagos will be more than the one coming to Delta. There's a percentage, there's a way they calculate it, you understand? But most of the things in Lagos were built by us. Our money. We'll leave the country. We don't want to fight for the division of Nigeria. Let us fight for the integration of Nigeria. Because what I believe is, whatever you give to them today, they cannot even sustain it. The only one they're going to sustain is the one they actually do themselves. Benue can feed the whole of Africa. Give Benue the opportunity to feed Africa. Niger can do the same. We want to have the groundnut pyramid back. Cashew nut is something that we sell in Europe. They can be produced in the north. There are so much minerals out there. We talk about tourism alone. Plateau State will be making us money if you can just defend the area and allow people to come to Plateau State. Kano is a historic city in Nigeria. That everybody should be fighting to go to Kano and see some of this sites. But I don't even think of it because I'm too scared. I don't even know whether I will even get there and come back alive. You understand the kind of country we live in? I'd rather go to Ghana than to go to Kano and see what is beautiful in Kano. Because I've been made to believe that I'm going to die when I go there. That's not the problem of this Senate. That's not what they're thinking about. It's how to share money. Anything money cannot buy, more money can. What did they say? Anything.
In fact, anything money cannot buy, more money can buy. Because everybody has got a price tag.
There's always a price tag.
So
I read that. That's what.
Yeah, just find out the right price tag.
Exactly.
Available.
Everything not true. What we ask Evelyn first. Everything not true. Evelyn. Everybody get price.
Recently, Peter Obi was speaking in this same trajectory about how Nigeria can be better than what it is now and what we need to do differently so that we will become the go-to place in the Committee of Nations. And some members of the ruling party accused him of demarketing Nigeria, that he is demarketing Nigeria. And while I was reading through that, I actually thought of Dr. Chris. When is criticism constructive, made out of your conviction as a patriot? And where does it end? And where does the marketing start from?
No, Mbaka, thank God, say on the platform today, we are demarketing Nigeria, but we are selling Nigeria. How many of them have done more than us? Behind us today is Nigeria Week. We're the ones selling Nigeria the brand. Week. So if you say I'm demarketing Nigeria, where's your own? Sell Nigeria the way I'm selling it.
Exactly.
And demarket it with truth.
Exactly.
Sell Nigeria for when it's going to be sold, demarket it with truth. Attack the foolish people destroying us.
Exactly.
So
telling truth, truth to power.
The truth hurts.
Telling truth to power does not amount to demarketing your country.
Yeah. No, that's what they call it. That's why they kill Jesus.
Some of the things that are said out of patriotic zeal of this is the only country that I have.
Yes,
and I want it to be better because it has all the potentials to be better. So it's not done that I want to tear the country apart or I want to discourage investors from coming. No. If we get our acts right, then of course investors will come and Nigeria will be better for us. Maybe just two more. Tariff hike. Nigeria's internet users decline. This is NCC report. Tariff hike. Before you browse and use your data now, before you know it, PM is gone. So internet users, and somebody did say that data is life. We used to hear water is life, but now data is life because for you to get informed and keep yourself updated, you buy more data than you actually go to buy the hard copies of books to open them and read. But tariff hike, Nigeria's internet users decline now. It's also a reflection of maybe the signs of the time. The reps invite finance minister, CBN governor, others over non-payment of contractors since 2024. Those who sourced their money and they did work for the federal government since 2024, a number of them have not been paid. And it's also part of what is affecting the economy. Lastly is the Daily Times. State visit. Tinubu hails Anambra's progress. Pledges deeper federal support. State visit. Tinubu hails
Anambra. Tinubu could not shake body. I see why Tinubu. I was going to give you the video. When the guy Soludo was running up to Tinubu, Tinubu was dancing. It was a very good. It was a good show. It was a good show. I like when we celebrate though. It was nice.
It's better to celebrate than to war.
Yes.
He pledges deeper federal support. And when Tinubu pledges deeper, not just federal support, he didn't just pledge federal support. It has to be deeper. And when things go deeper, of course, the impact is more felt. So we hand over to you in London. Thank you very much.
Just to look at on the you said something that you seem to want to ignore. Now that Tinubu is in Anambra State, and I want to, I'm not trying to incite anybody, but I'm only going to ask a question. Is it not time for the people of the region to raise the most critical issue? All right? Where is Nnamdi Kanu? How can you keep this man in prison indefinitely? Why?
Crucial question. Then the issue of inclusiveness of the Southeast in the Nigerian political technique. Those ought to come far above the issue of adopting him for 20. That Abga has adopted Tinubu for 2027. So it's just like we are playing to the gallery.
But Tinubu can adopt himself You see, this is the problem with Tinubu. Tinubu could have adopted himself to be next president by only doing the right thing. That's the thing I don't understand. And maybe Tinubu now, and I'm going to work with the Southeast. I'm going to make sure you guys don't even think of Peter Obi anymore by working with you. And I'll be counting what I've done there. Clearly. One, let Kanu come out. I talked to Kanu, what is your problem, sir? Today we're going to move Nigeria forward. What do you want? Let us talk. You're not going to put him in prison forever. He's not going to stay there forever. You're making him a martyr by keeping him there. Release this guy, have a dialogue with him, warn him. Let him go and do his own thing. Then you come and talk about what you see, like I said before, I'm not blaming the federal government for all that is happening in the Southeast. Like I said, Governor Soludo is from where? Anambra State. The governor of Imo State is from where? Imo State. What are they doing? Must they wait for the federal government to build their own state? Must you wait? What are you doing on your own part to even build? If Nigeria does not exist, can't you exist? So I will be playing that politics. So if I be president, no. I will carry the children with me. The governors will sit up. The local government will sit up. I will release money to them, but they will sit up.
On the South.
So here we are. We kept Kano in prison. We keep him there. Let him remain there while you are celebrating Mr. Soludo. You are celebrating with your president. Commissioning and commissioning. That's what they say. You are doing this commissioning and doing what? Disgracing yourself. Look at this. You're having this. Your brother is in prison. You are having this. The man is in prison. The man was fighting for every one of you. He might have done it the wrong way or the right way. I'm not even going into that. My only, if he has a case,
and guess what? And guess what? In solidarity with the man in prison, the whole of the Southeast, every Monday is locked down.
Okay.
Two of us sit at home every Monday. Even the governors of the Southeast are not able to unlock the Southeast. They are not able, in solidarity with the man you have kept in prison, the economy of the Southeast, you know, the revered Japan of Africa is locked down every Monday, what they call sit at home. So I cannot cross Asaba and enter Onitsha on a Monday. The economy, whatever I have to do, I either do it on a Sunday, perhaps, or I do it on a Tuesday. You know, so the biggest market in West Africa, Onitsha market, is locked down on Monday. Why? Because the people say we are not comfortable with all, because he is saying, let the Igbo man be part of the Nigerian template, or let us go.
And this is an ideological issue. For me,
we go. Or you want us to
say, let us be part of it. No, like I said, I don't even agree with breaking Nigeria. I've talked about it before, that we're looking at the United States for Africa and then a world war. So Nigeria is not big enough to be broken. So I'm not necessarily saying that we want to break the country. But you cannot keep him in prison. If all he's asking for is, okay, boy, you cannot go, Nigeria cannot break. This is the bigger picture. We're going to have a bigger thing, which is good for our children. But right now, what do you want? Anambra State. Okay, what do you think? Let it be, the emphasis be on your state. In fact, I will talk with Kanu and we will have an agreement. Your state governors will behave. You will now actually begin to monitor your state governors to make sure they do the right thing, because we're going to release the money to them. You can then work with him. He's looking for the development, and that's what I'm looking for. I need Kanu to work. I need him to work with. I don't need him to be in prison. Why would I need somebody like that to be in prison? This is not politics. It's about economy. I'm not going to play politics with Kanu. I'm going to play economy. And when I sit down with Kanu, as he's talking politics, I'm talking economy. You see, that's me. If I come to any table, man, everything I talk about is economy. I don't talk politics. As you're talking about how the Igbo man is this, how the Hausa man is this, I'm talking about how we're going to put food on the table. What you need to be doing to put food on the table. You see, if I am President Tinubu, the labor will not come to me and get away. ASU will not come to me and get away. I'm going to sit them down and we're going to talk. ASU, you're going to get salary, yes, but you're going to produce the thing. You're going to make me the money. You're going to make me the money. Why will I be looking for oil money to pay you? Let's sit down and make money. In fact, it's so simple. So the north, the east, don't even have to go anywhere. If there is peace in the land, if there is some kind of inclusiveness in the east, I don't think this message of Kanu will work. In fact, I don't think Kanu is even saying we must leave. He said, if you cannot give us a place in Nigeria, then we have to go. That's fair enough. A time will come. It's not only Kanu saying it. The other one are saying it.
A sense of belonging.
The Yorubas are doing the same thing. It was the Yoruba that came here. So the Bolo that came here that go and submit paper to the House of Commons. He's not in prison. He came here and he said he wanted the Oduduwa to go. So how come that Kanu is in prison? The Oduduwa guy is enjoying his step with his family. You can't touch the Arewa people anytime they want to go. A time will come, those of us in the Niger Delta will say we want to go. And that is when you have the problem. Because you will not have the oil you have been sharing. Of course, then when you see Tinubu going to stand up, because that is where the money is coming from. That's where they're going to, you see the war. Obasanjo ordered people to wipe people in that area in those days. Make una take time, make not they tell this thing, make children hear, I beg. So they will not hear and get angry. I don't want to be instigator. Let's end the show here, my brother. Thank you very much for joining us today. It's been a wonderful time. Let's get on with today's job. We have a lot to do. As you guys know, this is the last, today is the last day for the week of Rise and Shine. Tomorrow will be the weekly bulletin where we'll take a look at all that has happened in the week. But like I said, I would have taken a minute or more to talk about what Nigerian Week stands for. This is an event we organize here in London yearly to showcase Nigerian arts and businesses. So it's a mixture of arts and businesses. You're going to have a lot of music, a lot of Nigerian food, Nigerian fashion, Nigerian movies, and the comedians doing their thing. White people in the oil sector, I do not include oil and gas. I'm talking red oil. All right, people in the mining sector, in the housing sector, in agriculture, all of them. Those of them, even in the banking sector. You know what my pain there? I live in Golders Green, and I'm talking far. If you go on the front of my street there's a bank from India. There's an Indian bank in front of me there. There's no Nigerian bank on the street of England. There's a Turkish bank where I was staying before. There is no Nigerian bank in England. This thing get to stop. Our businessmen should open their eyes. Don't be local. There's a lot of gain in London. Listen, if you open a shop, this kind of shop, we have in England here, we have the shop like Tesco. I mean, those are big, multi-billion shops. We have Asda. These people going around now, these politicians, these local men, they can see them when they get here. Nigerians, we don't have any. Let us invest one and make money and take home. The way they came to us and they make money and come home, let us come here and make money and go home. They have not stopped you. It's only when Nigerian man come here, it's not the one who go carry beautiful girl come back, and then they do. They don't come to collect money. The money is here. And there's a lot we can do together. I said to Nollywood, there can be co-production. It's only Nigeria that does not have a treaty with the rest of the world. There was a time when I edited my last film in Central London, they gave me a project. The project was set between New York and Brazil. Now, when they saw me, they want to set it between London and Nigeria. So, it was good. But unfortunately, there's no co-production between Nigeria and the United Kingdom. That thing didn't fly. These are treaties. I'm talking beyond now. That is what Nigerian Week is trying to achieve. So if you're anywhere you are, whatever you do, we're going to be hosting you in London from July 21st to the 26th. And guess what? One thing I try to do is And the whole negativity of us, it's not true. We are all negative people. We are not. We're great people, good people. So that day, part of the event is on the last day, we celebrate us. That's why when we give recognition award to those that deserve it. So the world is watching again. I'm watching, and I will welcoming the world to Nigerian Week 2025. I hope those of you in Asaba are coming. Don't just stay there. Come. I come and see what I'm going through here. I'll be happy to have
Asaba will storm London.
We'll be there.
You better.
Asaba will storm London this time.
Get ready, man. Get ready. Because what we're doing now is we're actually giving the states an opportunity to come and do their own summit during the event. Come and showcase what you have in your state. You know, Delta made in Delta product. Come and showcase it. Get the market for it. There is market in London. When I say there is market, I'm not joking. I've been here for 32 years. I don't stay in the UK. I live in the UK. There's a big difference. So when I talk from the point of authority. I buy clothes that are made somewhere else. They go to Nigeria. And their food are in the shops. They're not better than the Nigerian products. Do you know that you cannot even bring in yam from Nigeria? You can bring it, you can take the same yam to Ghana and it will come to the UK. Something is wrong with us. Something is wrong with us. And this is not what they're discussing at I spoke to the Nigerian embassy. Is it not what you're supposed to be doing? How can Nigerian product not come directly to the UK? They said your product have one or two things. Can't you address that? The Nigerian Export Promotion Council, they've been sleeping. I don't want to criticize them because I've been around. They know me. I've not been to Abuja for the past 3 years. They are lucky. Because they know when I come, I ask questions. Because there's a chance here for us. Even the football we're playing here, who is representing us? Okay, let me ask you one thing. Burna Boy coming to perform in England. Who makes the money? With all these big boys, with all this big money. Now you have some talent. Big one bring show. Continue to do them in Europe. You'll be going home with billions. I repeat, if you bring Nigerian musicians, you package them well. You are the only, I don't have the money. And you close the stadium here, the ticket will be sold before the show starts. Don't talk of sponsorship. But who is doing it currently? They are not Nigerians. If you hear say we close the stadium, who they behind them? Ask. No, we need to wake up. Like I said to Nollywood. Now they are all the pay me pass. And I'm gonna address them when they come. And I'm going to talk to them from the sincerity of my heart. I ask the question. We have NTA. NTA is coming, thank God. You have Nollywood, they are coming. You have a product. NTA don't have product to show. That's why they don't have viewership. You have the product. How come you guys are not working together? When I wrote to them, they stole the idea and I say, yes, go. So provided you do it well, use it well. I don't care about the idea, I don't care. But the question I ask is this: NTA, you have the platform. We have the biggest platform. NTA have the biggest platform in the whole of Africa, and we are making the highest movies. Meaning, if we have a place to show it, and sponsorship will come. Where are we? It's still Netflix that is selling Nigerian movies to us. It get to stop. Thank you, guys. That's why we're organizing Nigerian Week. It's a little bit too deep to just talk in this. I'll be talking to them in Nigeria. I'll be granting interviews shortly to talk to them on what Nigerian Week is all about. And I expect you guys on the ground as well to attend 1 or 2 interviews on our behalf. We'll be talking behind the door on this because the campaign starts fully next week. Next week is the campaign fully for Nigerian Week. So we'll be flying with this background for the period, just to market what we are talking about. And well, like I said, if they say we demarket Nigeria, I don't think what comes out of my mouth now demarkets Nigeria. So be proud of what you do, my people. We are not demarketing Nigeria. We are only correcting the issues in our society. And with time, they will join us. They are just blind. Because by the time they join me and they can realize that they can make money, like I want to see Nigerian Bank on the street of England. Zenith Bank. So I can go into Zenith Bank and put my money. It will not be out of place if we have an Afro market bigger than Tesco. They know what I'm saying. Those of them here. There could be an Afro market bigger than Tesco. That when you go there, you can see African shop. There will be other shops, other things there. You can eat African food there. Big, massive place like we have everywhere in London today. They swear for us. We're going to build this for our children. So that our children can get up and say, I am an African. The last time I was telling my son about being Nigerian, the child doesn't understand me. Because I have nothing to show. Listen. Everybody wants to carry a British passport. Everybody that comes to UK today want to carry a British passport. Why? Because of the benefit of carrying the British passport. My son asked me, why do I need the Nigerian passport? I said, because when you go to Nigeria, he said, I will take visa, sir. But if you have the British passport, you go to everywhere in the world. Why would you not want to have British passport? So what am I selling to my children here about Nigeria? One of the things I can do is to sell music to them. At least we are doing well in music. I can sell the food to them. I can sell a shop that you can go and work in an African. Let there be something they benefit because I am an African. The kids won't come home. They won't come home. They will not. And can you blame them? Let me end the show because when my mouth to the talk safe. Let's do this another tomorrow. Color TV, it's good to have you today. Ubaka, you have a Color TV with you today. We don't get her always.
Yeah, just by my right hand side.
That's I can see.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. We'll do this
Thank
tomorrow.
you so very much. Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Nigeria Week London 2025. It's time to celebrate the pulse of Africa's most exciting nation. Nigeria Week London 2025 is coming to Hippodrome Theatre from July 24th to 26, 2025, showcasing the best in Nigerian arts, music, fashion, and investment opportunities. Whether you're looking to discover the future of real estate, explore Nigeria's culinary masterpieces, or get immersed in an electric Afrobeat performance, this is the event of the year. You can also join us for a film festival, cultural dance spectacles, and the recognition awards. Don't miss out on the business opportunities and cultural experiences waiting for you. Book your tickets now before they're gone on eventbrite.co.uk. Call or text +447 438 893 190 or 080 330 46768 or +447 459 071 747. Visit our website superiorradioandtelevision.com. SR TV. Innovative content.